Okay, so let's talk about my desk setup. You know, I love being out in the field, I love shooting, love that set life, but a lot of work happens right here at my desk, editing away. This is all powered by my 15-inch MacBook Pro. I've been a Mac user for years, and so that's just my platform of choice. I need a laptop though because I'm on the road so much and I can't afford to stop editing for a week because things just pile up. Projects are always due. And so I need that laptop with me when I'm on the plane, when I'm in the hotel room, so that I can keep up with my work. Behind the laptop is my 24 terabyte G-Tech Thunderbolt 3 RAID that drives everything that I do at work. It's plenty fast for editing directly off of. It's the first place that I dump to when I get back from a shoot. It's fast. It's set up in RAID 5, so I've got a little bit of redundancy. We just went to 4K, so I'm starting to get a little worried about where our storage is going from here. But for right now, it's a great solution for a place that I can just keep everything. And so if I need to find a file, I know I can plug in this drive and everything will be on there. On a project-to-project basis, I still use plenty of these little portable drives. Some of these are rotating hard drives, got 2 terabytes, 4 terabytes there, but I've started to move over to SSDs. This is one that I just put in an enclosure. This is SanDisk's portable product that I really like a lot. These are super fast, and when I'm editing on a plane and this is dangling off the side of the tray table, I'm a lot less worried about it than I am with a rotating hard drive. It really depends on the project, what goes on each of these drives. This has a couple different interviews, a couple different things going on it, but this one is right now single use, just dedicated to a project. So when I want to work on that, I take this, I plug it directly into the laptop, and then we're good to go. So over here, I have a 24 terabyte RAID that I built myself. That is archived for more personal projects. That's got my photography archive that has family photos on it, stock footage, just old short films, things that I want to keep around. I don't turn that on as much, but I like to have it on the desk because you never know when I'm going to have to pull up old clips. Next, let's talk about the screen. So I've been a dual monitor guy for a long time, but I found that most of the time I'm really just focused on one monitor and the other one has little stuff that I want to keep in the background, but I'm not really paying that much attention to it. So this year I went from 2 monitors down to 1. I went to an ultra wide. This is a 34-inch LG IPS 3440 by 1440 monitor. This upgrade made a lot of sense for me just because of how I work, how I like to see everything at once on the main monitor. And the panel isn't the greatest, but you know, it's pretty good in terms of color reproduction, in terms of viewing angles. Going for the IPS display was definitely worth it. I like having USB ports on the back because I've got these. I have some charging cables that are always plugged in there, so I can plug in my phone, my keyboard, my headphones, whatever I need to charge. Power is just running right out of the back of the monitor. I also have the MacBook Pro open, and that screen's available. Generally, it's for email, maybe it's notes on an edit that I'm keeping open, just something that I want to have in the background, but I'm not actively using. The peripherals sitting on my desk are also a really big part because when you're sitting editing for hours, you start to notice all the little things about a bad mouse, about a bad keyboard. My mouse of choice, the MX Master 2S, I was on the original MX Master for years, went to the 2S when that came out. This mouse just fits perfectly in my hand. On Black Friday, I upgraded to a new keyboard. This is the Keychron K2. It's a Bluetooth mechanical keyboard meant for Mac. I really just want to make more noise when I'm typing so that it sounds like I'm doing something important. This is also something that I'm considering taking with me on the road just because it's just really nice to type on. So underneath my computer monitor are my studio monitors. Fun fact, for the first year or so of being a full-time filmmaker, I was using my MacBook Pro speakers, and when I really had to do critical listening, I would plug in my trusty old ATH M40X headphones, but almost everything was listened to off of the MacBook Pro speakers. And you know, they're fine. We got by, we made it through, but earlier this year, I blew out the left speaker of the MacBook Pro, and so it's crackling all the time, and that just wasn't working. So it was finally time to make the upgrade to studio monitors. I went with a pair of pretty entry-level speakers. They're from PreSonus. They plug directly in with a 3.5 millimeter input, and they're super nice to have. I definitely hear a lot more things that I was missing in the mix using them. I know they're not in the right orientation. I just like that they fit under the monitor when they're sideways, but I do have them on little speaker stands that isolate them, and they also tilt them up so that they're in a better listening position for my ears. So let's also talk about the desk that this is all sitting on, what's supporting everything here. It's a motorized sit-stand desk. A standing desk has been the best improvement I've made in my personal health since becoming a full-time filmmaker. If you are spending weeks where you're in the office all week, where you're editing for long hours at a time, even if you don't stand the whole time, it's worth it to be able to take those breaks to stand, and at the end of the day, you're gonna feel better. Honestly, I haven't bought a desk chair yet. Is that a great idea? No. Quick lightning round of other stuff that ends up on my desk. CFast card reader, got an audio interface for when I'm doing voiceover, DVD reader writer, because it's 2019 and we still need DVDs. Got a little DV input box. I got tape in all sorts of colors, because if you know me, you know I love to label everything. Also on here, USB-C hub, micro SD adapter, more USB-C adapters because we're in the USB-C future now and everything has an adapter. It's a hard drive toaster. It takes drives that don't have an enclosure, whether those are laptop drives, desktop drives. You never know when you're gonna get a drive in and the enclosure might fail. You need to shuck it, you need to pop it in here. All of these are just nice to have when you're getting media in from all sorts of different sources and you wanna be able to, as quickly as possible, pull that media off, get it into your system, and get editing. So that's it. That's a look at my desk setup here at the end of 2019. Links to everything I talk about in this video are down below. Let me know if you have any questions.
All right, Drew, do your magic.